3, 2, 1, and we're live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Tapcast, Episode 6. How you guys feeling today?
Feeling great. Feeling great.
How are you feeling, Jamie?
I'm feeling fucking fantastic, bro.
Feeling a little more.
You look
crowded.
fantastic.
Thank you, sir. You like that fresh cut?
Yeah, where'd you get a haircut?
Is that a fresh cut?
Yeah. Don't ask me how I did it. Plugged up.
You did it by yourself, right? You gave
100%.
yourself a haircut.
Is that for your TikTok career?
Mm-hmm. Oh, if you guys can't find me on TikTok, you gotta look real deep.
You're famous now, right? On TikTok?
Yeah.
Tell us about TikTok.
TikTok's awesome, bro. A lot of things about TikTok, man. Starting to pay my bills at the right time, you know.
It's the only way I see you now.
Well, you're here now, son. So welcome to the show. By the way, if you guys haven't noticed, we actually have a new guest that we haven't introduced.
Special guest.
His name's Tony Melo.
Hey, where's the little clapping thing? Put the little clap thing.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cheers to you guys.
Hey, settle down. You guys don't even give me that type of.
This is Tim the Toolman Taylor. Stay 6 feet apart, please.
So yeah, guys, we were able to coerce Mr. Tony Melo out of his lair for the afternoon. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Excited.
Guys.
It's crazy how many fans we have. Guys, just relax.
No, Melo just has all these guys. He don't want to be quiet.
My fan club. It's my fan club.
So what we did was to get Melo to come out. Is we had like a trail of beers
That led to the dojo.
that led to the school.
I also made time in my schedule. I've been busy lately. Doing quarantine stuff, you know.
Staying home, is it?
Much like myself.
Take
Take us through a day in the life of Tony Melo.
Let us know how you live, man. We know you live a wild life, so talk to us a bit.
Yeah. I
This
wake
is
up
good.
early every day, and I go to work. It's still the same thing for me. Just I don't have jiu-jitsu, which now it's pretty boring.
Yeah, now it sucks because now you have all the stress from work, but you don't get to de-stress. You don't get that outlet anymore.
So
You just go home and drink, which
Drink
makes you
beer?
fucking more depressed. And
That makes me happy to drink, actually. But I ordered puzzle mats, so I'm gonna start training my girlfriend Ines soon. So
for some of you guys,
watch out, ladies.
For some-
Next world champ. What's Ines's hashtag? We're gonna hashtag go up there.
well,
Next-
she's only do sub only, you know, because heel hooks.
for some of you guys that don't know, Melo's basically trains out of Technica, brown belt under Ruben Alvarez, pretty well known black belt here in Miami. Melo competes mainly no gi, not a big gi guy, but he's been in local Miami scene, making a little name, sub only tournaments.
But right now, I'll roll in anything. It's that bad. I'll throw a gi on like right now
on the street.
on the street.
A homeless guy, huh?
I keep that thing on me. You know what I'm saying? Is in the trunk.
I put my gi on sometimes just because.
Yeah, you just gotta have it on you just in case at any point somebody's like, "Hey, I train." You're like, "Prove it."
Okay, guys, before we continue this conversation, let's give a shout out to our sponsor, our new sponsor.
Intense Supplements, also owned by Jerry Delgado. We'll make sure to tag him in here. Basically, Jerry's a guy that if you need anything supplement related, he'll give you a good price from. Today he brought us some stuff, some protein, some amino acids, and some, what do you get? Active joint support.
I like that
No
carb
flex.
complex.
Yeah, and he
Strawberry
brought us the
kiwi.
carbs.
Yeah, that's good for before training or during training. Get some.
Yeah,
carbs
he
in
also
your
brought us
system.
those complete cookies, which is fire.
He brought us a lot of snacks. He's a fucking man. Jerry, we love you.
Check him out. Intense period supplements on Instagram.
We'll make sure to make you guys a little clip so we could talk with him a little bit, and he'll let you know about his business more. So shout again, Intense Supplements and Jerry Delgado.
He's in Miami, right?
Yes, sir.
That's right. Jerry's. Anybody have the address of Intense Supplements?
Yeah,
Well,
it's-
you should
it's
be
on-
able to find them on Instagram, and we're gonna pop up the Instagram.
Yeah, we'll make sure we tag you
128th
guys.
Street and 122nd Avenue.
And on top of that, we also have some sponsors that we would like to have on the podcast.
On
So
the
if you
other
guys,
side.
just
Why
in
don't you go
case,
ahead and introduce
so if
them,
you look
Josh?
on this side of the bench, you know, we have some beers from guys. Help me out here because I don't fucking know.
MIA Brewery.
I know this one's from JW.
Roman, come in.
Come on, Roman.
Introduce all these beers.
The furthest from the cans, I can barely see any of them.
Space
But, all right,
Cowboy.
we got the big pink can. No, not,
The big pink can. Okay.
we got MIA,
All right.
right?
And what do we have here? This says Space Pants on it.
We got
Oh,
two. We have
some of the
space
best
pants
sours.
and exotic erotic.
Oh, so all those cans, that's just the
There's
can of the
different, yeah.
company and different names on it.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
they're
So-
doing crawlers now. So a lot of these breweries, they usually serve on tap. So what they're doing, so they don't let that beer spoil, they're canning them in crawlers.
Nice.
So it's
I
a little
like it.
option to try
Pretty
to
cool.
help, you know, these bars that they can't serve you no more, and they don't want those kegs to go bad. They're putting them in crawlers. You know, I think it's very important we support these local breweries. Like MIA, like J Wake, Union Beer is another place that we like to go to. Those guys always look out. If you don't know what you want, you could ask those guys, and they'll help you pick out the beers you want. And it's just like Jerry, man, we got to support people in our community because, like,
Now's the time.
nobody's coming to help us.
Something I love about
I didn't get a
these
check.
breweries-
Maybe
Yeah.
you guys got a check.
I didn't
a
get a
Yeah,
check either.
definitely.
No,
I'm
my,
waiting for it.
my thing said error when I looked up on the tracker. So we got to support each other, you know, like Jerry, we got to support all these local spots, you know, support
Yeah.
your local gyms. You know, you're not training, you may buy a t-shirt, you know, while you're in quarantine, you can look grown and sexy.
And
Absolutely.
and our last sponsor for self-defense, Glock Industries.
The Glock Industries. Yeah.
How much am I holding it right?
No,
I'm
don't
supposed
hold
to
it towards the
yeah.
camera.
I'm not pointing it. Look, guys, I'm pointing it straight up. You know.
Yes, for all you gun fanatics that are about to talk mad shit. Oh,
But you see,
Just in case Carol Baskin walks in.
That bitch, Carol Baskin.
You need a gun, you know.
Okay,
There's-
Carol.
Especially
no
in these
bullets.
times, having a Glock helps. So, thanks to our sponsors and definitely local beers, man. You know, Friday night instead of being bored, just go buy some beers, support those local beer companies, and then
well, it's
drink
not
at
just
home.
it's not just local beer companies. Like this whole situation is brought to light that we need to support not just local beer companies, but just local companies in general. You know, like smaller businesses, because at the end of the day, you got companies like we were talking before we started the podcast. You got companies like Cheesecake Factory and all these big businesses who like they're not going to pay rent this month or next month, and when this is all over, they're probably going to still operate and be fine because they've got reserves and stuff like that. But the smaller businesses that were living paycheck to paycheck, even with the help that the government's getting, they're struggling.
Yeah,
Something
it's
I
definitely
wanna
a-
say, something that I
hasn't
love,
come yet, though.
especially like about these breweries, is just like jiu-jitsu. We sometimes we'll partner up. Like we support other jiu-jitsu places from like we support Arise. For example, here a lot of the breweries they partner up a lot. So we've had Weird Trip, which is Tripping and Lincoln. The See You Later Space Cowboy, it's beat culture and unbranded. So
Right.
that's the other thing too. Is
So they're collaborating with each
a lot
other.
of businesses are like collaborating with each other, which I feel that's a huge thing.
Strange
as
Beast out west is selling some good beers. They're selling that Weird Trip from tripping animals and stuff. So I think they've realized that they have to work together in order to survive, these next few months.
Definitely past beers though, right? We're going past the beer. It's not just beers. If you guys got people that sell T-shirts, doesn't matter. Anything local related, gyms, guys doing anything. they just-
Restaurants.
anything.
Right now, some restaurants are doing really bad.
At the end of the day, these guys are guys that sell different types of things, man. Anything related.
Support your friends' hustles, man.
What's
Exactly,
crazy
man.
though is like a lot of these big chains, right? Like people go Fridays, whatever. They're the first ones that cut their whole staff.
Yeah, they
The
stop
first
paying rent,
staff.
cut the staff.
Yeah, cuts the staff. They don't care. But like you see a lot of these local Miami spots, which are still has their staff at least doing deliveries. They're trying to make things work for their staff because they care.
They care.
So at the end of the day, these are the people we have to like support. Even in jiu-jitsu, like after this is done, maybe we should just do like some local guys or do some more local things. Stop bringing in so many people from out of the country. There's people here that need that money. We got to take care of our own first before,
Yeah, and we can do it. Like
Yeah, it's we all decide where we put our time towards. We all prioritize our time and who we want to put it towards or whatever. So what's the big deal of trying to help another guy out from where you're from and just let them grow and let their business continue?
I mean, I know I've been eating at restaurant or buying stuff from restaurants as much as I can because it gets a little pricey sometimes, and you can't like order Uber Eats because then you end up paying like $40 for a sandwich.
No, because the thing about Uber Eats is that they raise the prices, they charge the delivery, and then they charge a mandatory service fee, and then you're gonna pay a tip as well. It's like
Yeah.
and they
something
eat your
that would look-
fries.
something-
Aren't
hate
they,
beating
aren't
your
they
fries.
doing like free
Nah,
delivery
I'll
for
kill
local
them.
restaurants?
Some of them, but there's other people that like they still put like that $4.99 delivery.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like a $5 item turns with all the fees and everything. Turns
Well,
to
now-
a $15 item.
Now they have that thing where it's like free delivery for local.
Yeah.
So,
Thanks,
but
Josh.
it's still what? Yeah, I stole your thunder.
Yeah, he's still
I'm sorry.
man.
Well, they have like local restaurants with free delivery, but they still charge you like a service fee and shit. Like, you still end up paying an extra $10 for whatever you were gonna order.
But so other things going on right now with the coronavirus. Obviously, a lot of people are struggling. A lot of things are happening. Everybody's worried about the economy shutting down to the point where we might not recover so easily and life
Open it
won't
back
be
up,
normal.
man.
But I know
You
that-
want to open it back up, Randy? You're
Hey,
one
man.
of those guys.
California, Oregon, Washington State are making plans on how to open past May.
Well, I mean, we opened up for sports.
Oh
Florida.
yeah, some sports. I agree. I mean, they're just making them essential business, just like pro wrestling is now considered an essential business.
I think Pro MMA too as well.
Well, now it's newer pro MMA, which is actually I think that's awesome.
So does that mean that the UFCs might happen in Florida?
In Florida, correct.
That's what we're hoping for. You know,
Oh, that's interesting.
hopefully they can fly Khabib to Florida, have him fight here.
No, I think he's got Ramadan.
I just want to
now,
go to
so
Fight Island.
He's his religion. I'm pretty sure now he can't fight till September. If I'm not.
Where is Fight Island?
I have no idea. It's an undisclosed location.
What if
I
they
think it's
make
in
it
the
one of the
Bahamas.
keys?
No, it has to be out of the U.S.
In the Keys?
I think it has to be out of the United States. It can't be. It has to be a private island. But that's another thing. That Fight Island, you know,
That's
Dana
pretty dope.
White was ready to host 249.
That's pretty dope, man. I like the fact that they're trying to go
Until
for an
Mickey
island.
Mouse
That's
struck him
crazy.
down.
I can't believe that. I can't believe Mickey freaking shut down the UFC.
Yeah, that's
Made him kiss the ring.
Man, shame on you, Disney.
Well, I think the reason that Florida's trying to open up and make pro wrestling and pro MMA essential businesses, because at the end of the day, that still brings in revenue and brings in some money. So I'm sure that they know that they got fan bases and things like that, and their goal is.
And
to
these
just-
events really do help out the economy.
Yeah, man.
especially
They make
if
a
they're big
lot
enough.
of money, bro. They make
If
a
we're
lot of
the
money.
if we're the only state that can do
we'll make so much money.
pro wrestling or MMA, which we won't be, but if we're one of the only states, then I mean, for us it'll be good.
I mean, the
That's
thing is,
economically.
not-
I mean,
yes
maybe
and
who
no.
knows? Maybe it'll kill 3 times as many people.
The thing is like one of the big things about hosting events is the traffic. But if they're just using the arena from to broadcast it like from online or on TV,
Yeah.
and they're not bringing in any traffic, it's not really going to help locally. Because the big thing for Ultra, which is one of the biggest things for Miami, like economically wise, you know, all the hotels, all the restaurants that get money nearby, that's how they benefit. But if, but let's say they host a UFC fight here, I think they, you know, that's not going to affect the hotels and restaurants and stuff because no one's going to come in, airlines, all that. They're just using the
What about
the
like?
space.
Well, that's true, but you got like press and stuff like that.
Just pay-per-view. It's gonna be
Yeah, no,
pay-per-view
but the
money.
pay-per-view is that
And
everybody's
it's
gonna
not
fucking
for
pay.
Florida.
And
though.
everybody's gonna buy a pay.
Yeah, if you
right now.
you haven't seen a new fight, you're gonna be dying to see.
Yeah, but that's
some
not like
new
a
MMA.
Florida
Yeah,
thing,
but
right?
Yeah,
now-
but you still need
That's-
people to set up the event. You still
Yeah,
need employees all over
Yeah,
the
but
place.
his concept is true though. At the end of the day, like you can't have, you know how like when you go to an arena to watch a fight, they got people that serve you food, right? They got jobs there doing that.
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
jobs eliminated.
It's still going to help because
Hotel-
like you were
Don't
saying.
then
get us
those
taxed.
people make money. They have more purchasing power. They spend money elsewhere, and those events add up. And
But
I
they-
mean, it
but
might
they
it
do
might
cut
not,
off certain
it might not
jobs.
be a big impact, but it will help the
It will
economy
help
on
for
some
sure.
level.
It will help though.
What's it called? I was listening to. I don't know if you guys listened to the Joe Rogan podcast with the coronavirus expert that he had,
Never heard of it.
the doctor.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of Joe Rogan. Yeah.
And this doctor was giving an example how in Toronto, I think it was after the first SARS pandemic or whatever, the Toronto economy, I think it was Toronto, was basically crippled. And what brought it back was a Rolling Stones concert.
Okay.
But was it a Rolling Stone concert with people or Rolling
No,
Stone?
Roman, it was with dogs.
Oh, man, I mean,
Speaking of dogs,
Animal Crossing.
no, what I mean is like, did they like host a concert and just broadcast it online, or they had a concert and like
No, it
No,
was
they
actual
definitely
like
did have
audience?
after the pandemic, the economy was still crippled, and what helped it bounce back was the Stones concert.
they did not
All right, but they
stream
were
Rolling
it's
Stones
because
online.
they had an audience. They had people
Yeah.
fly in, stay in hotels, and buy food locally. We
Another-
don't have that, you know,
Yeah,
100,000 people
There isn't
coming
gonna be-
in.
No,
There
you're
isn't gonna- there's
Roman's,
no crowds
Roman's
allowed.
correct on that. It's not going to
Yeah,
help as big of an impact.
I
but at
understand
the end
what
of the
he's
day, we
saying.
still make money.
But if we have
you know.
industry in the state,
yes, we still make money.
But also the revenue is not going to be that large. You don't have
For pay-per-view,
bars.
though.
Dude, the pay-per-view is
pay-per-view.
gonna be
All these
fucking
bars
nuts,
that
bro.
usually host these events, they're not paying their $3,000-$4,000 to cover that UFC event. A lot of like 10, 11, 12 million Americans who don't have jobs. You think they're going to spend $60 to watch Khabib? You know,
That's true.
you know.
That is
so
true.
If you still got internet, you might
Hey,
have
maybe
to
if
go.
they
But
got-
but I
maybe they got the
still
stimulus check.
think that's true what you're saying about unemployed people. But I still think there's gonna be a ton of people that want to see live sports.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
All of the
Still-
people that still have
to
everybody
get their
who's
mind off.
dying to
Well, I
see
mean, the people that still have
anything
jobs,
live.
the people
Anything live. It could be ballet. They're gonna watch that shit.
Well, I mean, yeah, there is a lot of people unemployed, but there
Not
is
that-
a lot
not
of
anything
still
wrong
people
against- anything wrong
working
against
at
valet.
essential jobs that they are going to be willing to pay.
That's true.
Say that again, Roman.
That there's a lot of people that still have jobs or like working from home.
Yeah, yeah.
That they're still willing to pay. So like, I still believe there's a big enough traffic for the fights.
No, definitely for
Absolutely.
pay per view. I was thinking about even doing like a little pay per view, like underground jiu-jitsu stuff, man.
In an
OnlyFans?
undisclosed location.
Yeah, undisclosed
We'll just do
location.
it outside.
Definitely not
outdoors.
here. Definitely not here.
No cardio one, sub only.
Yeah, it's
No
like
limit,
it's
no
master
cardio.
one. It's by weeks that you haven't trained, so it's like 3 weeks haven't trained.
We could do no limit. The thing is, it won't go past 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, anyways. Everybody's gonna be.
It's the
gassed
first to
out.
cardio tap.
Yeah.
And we'll have a beer section too. So like if you've been drinking beer every night, you
have
have
to-
your own.
No,
brand.
you have to chug a beer.
Yeah, you have to chug two beers
You have to
and
face a
spin.
beer before every round. It's like there's intermissions.
And you got to spin for 30 seconds.
MIA, if you want to come have a stand there, you're more than welcome.
we're
to come.
we're looking for sponsors.
For my boys at Union, look it up. We could do a first Union Jiu-Jitsu. I know the wrestling thing didn't work out for you guys, but
Hey man, when they used to do jiu-jitsu at the tank, that was actually
That was
that was
huge.
promising, and it was growing. You know, we
Hey,
won't
Dad.
name the company, but
people
it
were
was,
paid.
Yeah, people were paid at the tank. You know,
Tell them, Josh, run my money.
Monies were paid.
Let's backtrack a little bit to when we were talking about how sports impact the economy and stuff like that. So Donald Trump got on a meeting with I think the NFL owners, Dana White, different sports, mainly like the owners of the leagues and stuff like that.
teams and stuff.
Because it's true, right? At the end of the day, sports
It was a perfect call.
a perfect call, right?
I heard it was a perfect call.
I heard it was huge.
It was the best.
It was a perfect call.
It was Hitch.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jamie.
It was Hitch.
Hey, who is this guy? Who's this?
Oh, yo,
Oh wait, you forgot to mention.
This is our mascot.
This is Starch, you guys. Check out Starch.
Hey,
guys,
what's his Instagram?
Check out the
handle?
He doesn't have an Instagram.
Oh,
but,
come on, get him.
People
some
have been
Instagram up.
donating to keep our gym open. They're donating cash, products, and somebody donated
Dogs.
their dogs. So,
So
Yeah.
we just feel like maybe we can sell this guy. And,
So yeah,
Money
if
we
anybody
need.
wants to put a bid on Starch, starting bid is $5, and you can just hit us up on the
You're
Instagram.
starting off a little,
That's actually-
a little high.
no, that's
Let's
actually
go
the
down to
raffle.
250 because
it's a raffle, $5 raffle, and then you know what I'm saying?
So
$5 raffle with a shipping charge.
please let us know if you're interested in Starchy. All right, he's looking for a new home. He's got cataracts in one eye.
It's definitely not going nowhere.
He jumps really high.
Yeah,
We're just gonna make Jamie.
he's
out
very
of
sweet.
Everybody.
He's very sweet. Leave him alone, guys.
He
But,
listens sometimes.
Leave Starchy alone.
But so sports do have a huge impact on our economy. It makes a lot of money for us to think about it. Right now, everybody's losing their mind because they can't watch a single event of any sport. You know, we lost the NBA right before the playoffs. People are getting word for the NFL. The UFC.
There's not
Now-
going to be
now-
an NFL
MLB
season.
Do you,
now.
no wait. Do you
Suspended
think people can watch are gonna watch sports with no crowds? You think it's gonna happen?
course,
Like,
man.
I think
Of
so.
course, dude.
I mean,
You're
do
crazy,
you
of
watch
course.
sports to look at the audience.
hey, there was guys like LeBron saying he wasn't gonna.
You can
play.
tell.
that was wild.
You can tell Rennie. You can tell Rennie's never watched sports before.
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
Do you think you,
Tell him,
you think
Rennie,
anybody?
defend yourself.
You think anybody's gonna watch
Hey.
a touchdown in a baseball game without a crowd?
Listen, LeBron James was saying he wasn't gonna play in front of unless he had a crowd. So
Yeah,
Well, I'm
but
sure
that-
the energy is
Yeah.
different if you're an athlete.
yeah,
when you ain't getting paid, you're
I
gonna play in
bet you
front of anybody.
if they tell him, hey, you're gonna either play in front of the crowd without a crowd,
Or you
or you don't
lose
get
80
paid
mil,
this
bro.
season.
Look, yeah, the moment they tell him, like, yeah, you don't get paid, he's like, oh, okay, never mind, I'm playing.
Yeah, what crowd?
How
You know
much?
what?
Do you, how
Maybe
much do you
they
love
don't-
basketball?
We're gonna be
You're
like,
not gonna play.
fuck the crowd.
Maybe they won't take it as serious because they don't have like that crowd to like, bring them up. But I mean, it's still gonna be a good game.
I was actually really excited about the UFC holding events with no people because at the end of the day, I think that's way more intense than no crowd.
that's like the Ultimate Fighter show.
I
They
think-
used to
Nah,
have.
you're
I
crazy.
think the UFC
think
should
so,
drop
bro?
if they have no crowd. I think they should drop mics like real close to the octagon and just have the
the only,
fighters mic'd
the only
up.
thing about the Ultimate Fighter is that you're talking about guys who are still trying to make a name for themselves. When you talk about guys that are already big, fighting with nobody watching but like themselves, you hear the breathing. You could the fight changes.
I
You
know.
can hear
badass.
him breathe.
People are still.
You could
people are still
you could
fighting.
feel them like
Yeah.
they get more nervous. There's nobody there cheering them on. There's no motivation behind that fight. It's just you go
What
in
about
there
money?
and you scrap out with that dude
Nah,
for some money, bro.
you could just have DC screaming at them a lot, cheering on them. He'll be their one
Hey,
biggest
let
fan.
me tell you, man. I think that's intense, bro. That's a straight up fight. That's not just
Dana
a
White,
show
make it
anymore.
happen,
'Cause
please.
people choke under the
Uncle
lights
Dana.
sometimes. People choke under that crowd. People choke when there's
It's
a lot of
definitely a different. It's definitely like a different fight than when the crowd is there.
It's just a
Sure.
different
So
vibe.
like it's not the same fight. It's weird because it's almost like if you have a match against a UFC fighter right now or an MMA match. Excuse me. It's not the same fighter that you would have fought because like people will fight completely different in front of a crowd.
it's true.
So it's like, like you almost
You've
have to prepare for someone different.
You've heard of those stories of guys that murder everybody in the training room, and then when they go in front of competition, they just choke.
They freeze up. Yeah.
But do you really think the fear comes from the crowd or from the actual action that somebody might hurt you? Because to me, I don't care who's watching.
No,
It's
I
just
don't
those
think
thoughts still creep in your head. Like,
I don't think it's so much about caring if you're gonna win or lose the fight. I think it's more like losing in front of people or whatever it is. Like I don't think people bro. I don't think people that train every day are scared to fight another dude that they train against.
Yeah.
Well,
It's just more about an idea of like, oh shit, what if I become a highlight reel? What if I get my ass beat?
Well, I think it's more
That's
about the
anxiety.
unknown. You're used to fighting or sparring with your partners and the people you see every day. But once you train someone, you fight someone you've never fought against, you get real nervous.
I feel like it's man.
And I
feel
think
like
only
But the
competition.
crowd-
I think only competition can like help soothe that, and it
Yeah,
never
for
really
sure.
goes away.
But
And
to
the
me-
more you compete, the easier
you
it
just
gets.
know
I
it's
mean,
there. You
but
just know
the-
you're gonna have that feeling every time you step up on the mat or or whatever you're doing, the cage or whatever it is.
I mean-
but you still. I don't think that you're scared to fight that guy because leading up to training, you're thinking the whole time, oh, I'm gonna, like you're in it, or
Yeah,
when you go and
listen,
you train at
man.
another gym, you
But
train
look,
hard.
another problem
But-
could be like the risk factor. Like here, like I'll take a bigger risk with a move because I'm like, who cares what happens? I tap, start. It's fine. We restart. But during a match, I'm thinking, should I risk this? Because if I do get caught, if I do tap, like there's no like, oh, restart, let's go again. So like people hesitate more.
Yeah,
I think
but
that plays a big
For me,
factor.
training is more likely to get hurt. You're doing
And-
it every day.
In jiu-jitsu, you don't compete as often. But like for example, back in high school, we'd have a 60+ match season.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, I got nervous right up to the very end.
Always.
I don't know. I think it's like maybe like when you're like a lower belt starting out, you might be worried about the crowds, who's watching you. But as you get like more into the game,
More experience.
It's more experience. It's like the fear comes more from uncertainty. It's not necessarily anything you could pinpoint. It's not something like, oh, it's the crowd. I don't really care about the crowd. It could be 1 or 2 people watching, or it could be 1,000 people. It does play a factor, but it's more the uncertainty. Like, man, what if I mess up and this happens to me?
If you become a
Like,
highlight reel, if something like you don't want to
but
happen,
I'm not even worried
happens.
about the highlight reel. I'm worried about my knee blowing out.
Look, I'll be
And,
honest.
like
Man, I feel like when you train every single day and you're going 10 rounds nonstop, you're likely to get hurt more than you are in that one match, depending on the intensity that you train.
Statistically, you're more likely
Yeah.
to get injured in training.
And how you train, though, because there's guys that train like very flowy and I don't go hard in training, but then there's guys that train
I
like
guess,
Andrew
man.
Lowe who train hard
But
as fuck.
for
and-
example,
Harder training.
in training, when I get an armbar, even if I have it, I won't crank it.
Yeah, but in training, that's not where people get injured. People usually get injured freak accidents.
Yeah.
No, but the
It's
other
like
thing
you
was
stepped
training.
wrong
like,
and you slipped.
when you're like competing, like how often are you there? Like, oh, what is the crowd doing? Like when I'm competing, like my only thought is like I need to survive. Like I need to win this. I'm not there like in the middle of like fighting someone. Like, oh, I wonder if someone's looking at me. Like that's I
Nah.
don't have the
Yeah,
time
that
to
goes
think
away,
about that
but
as well.
like I
I-
said,
I think at the
maybe I
beginning-
chose the wrong choice. of
That
words.
adds to the anxiety that leads up to the match. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not during the match. Once the match starts, everything goes blank. Everybody who's competed for a while knows that feeling where like you're super nervous until
You
step on
touch
the
you
mat.
hands.
step on the mat,
Yeah.
and then
Clap each other up and you're
everything go like the crowd disappears.
Yeah, that's true. 100%.
But so the seasoned competitors know that happens no matter what. You know.
Yeah,
what
but I
mean?
think that's people
But
that have
it's-
been on
but
the
it's-
mats and competing
Yeah.
constantly.
But
you know.
my point is that it's still, no matter what, even if you are a seasoned competitor, it still adds to anxiety right before you step
Yeah,
on the match.
exactly.
Because even me to this day, when I compete, I have to have this talk with myself all the time, where I tell myself like, you know that as soon as you step on the mat, you're not going to be nervous
Yeah,
anymore. Like you need to
exactly, 100%.
relax because you know it's happened 1,000 times, and every time it
but
happens.
During your
you're
match,
getting
you're
nerv-
fighting. You're in it. You're in there to go in there to fight. You're not thinking about anything else besides murdering this dude or defending yourself, whatever position you're in at the moment. My whole concept is going into a fight. Your mind thinks of me personally. I've competed in wrestling, competed in high school. I've been doing jiu-jitsu since white belt, and I promise you, every single time, I always get the same feeling of anxiety and nervousness about everything. Everything crosses my mind. Injury. What if I lose? I want to win. Oh, this, that. But then obviously, like you guys said, the second I touch hands with this person, that goes away, and we're talking
So
about fighting.
if you're saying it goes away, then does it really affect the match? If you're saying that it goes away completely?
It's draining, man. When you're doing that, it's still a draining thing.
The
if you
You
let
can
it
have an
into you.
adrenaline dump if you have
Yeah,
too much
exactly.
anxiety right before the match.
One of the most interesting things I think I heard, like in terms of sports psychology, when I was in high school, there was this NCAA champion by the name of Bubba Jenkins, and in an interview they asked him what type of music he listened to before a match, and he says he used to listen to like really really hard rap, and he says he used to get so pumped up that the anxiety used to drain him, really like bad. And he said when he started to like instead of trying to get pumped up before a match, when he started to try to relax and mellow out, he'd have way better conditioning because the anxiety wasn't there as much.
Dude, Marcelo used to sleep before his matches.
Yeah, I used to take naps.
Before ADCC, he'd just be taking a nap. They wake him up, and it's like, all right, it's time to compete and go out
Time.
there and perform.
Time to goat.
That's the thing about being a coach too. Like I've seen people like telling their students like, "Hey, hype up, do this and that." Not everybody's the same.
Yeah, some people
Yeah,
get up,
it's
some
also
people
dependent
take
wanna
it
on
up.
the person.
Some people want to be left alone. You'll leave them alone. They just want to be in their head, get their mind right. Some people want to be pumped up, you know. So, like, I've seen some places where they're just like telling everybody, like, "Hey, get crazy," you know. Like, not everybody's like that, you
They're
know.
like slapping them in the face,
Yeah,
and the
there's some
person's
people that
like,
like that stuff.
I've
Though, you
always
know?
Personally
hated that.
crying.
Like,
But you can't do that to everyone. So,
It's
as
dependent on
being
the
a
athlete.
coach or something like that. But I've seen some places
you
where
have
they're
to
like,
acknowledge
They're
that.
just
everybody's like, everybody start doing push-ups, start doing this, and like some guys just want to take a nap, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
for me, that's me. Like, I rather, sit down, relax, not worry about it, stay calm.
play
and
crossing
then, like,
animals.
Play crossing
Animal
crossing. I'd rather stay
Now that's a
relaxed
new
and
game.
calm.
We're fucking
And,
experts.
like, I'll get pumped, I'll get excited right when the match is gonna start. I don't want to waste my time, waste my energy, like getting pumped for 10, 20 minutes. Like, no, I'm gonna stay
But
relaxed.
getting hot and getting warmed up, and I don't mean like warm as in like stretching out and doing a couple lunges. I mean warm as in breaking a sweat.
So you should.
Oh,
do
that's
it.
different.
That's
Yeah.
that
That's
you
important.
should do.
That's important. But you don't need
Yeah.
a drill sergeant in your ear, like.
Yeah.
Josh and Rennie, both of you guys are black belts, and I've seen you guys compete ever since I started training at Technica. So walk us through that, right? You guys have both. I've seen Josh more in the sense that I've seen him go. He pumps himself up a lot. Now you could tell he's in his head, but at the same time, he's just trying to get hyped for a fight. And
No,
the same thing with you.
he's
You
half
see, you break
asleep
your
when
sweat.
when he rolls, he's half asleep
Yeah,
during
right.
competition. He looks like he's
half
just.
asleep right now.
yeah, I get really pumped when I'm warming up, and then when I compete, I'm very relaxed.
No, you have to listen. Like, you have to break a sweat, because it's just like here in the gym. Like when you're training, the first round, 2 rounds, sometimes you can get a little tired. But after you break that sweat and then you get past that, 3rd, 4th, 5th round, typically, at least for me, I feel stronger. So you definitely want to break a sweat, a good sweat at the beginning, and then when you go out and compete, you've already warmed up. Everything, your body feels ready to go. Me personally, I don't really like to go in just like fresh, cold.
Safety wise.
Do you feel like that's a you thing, or do you think you feel like that's what everybody should? Because I think that might be a you thing. Because I've seen guys come into a tournament and just not do shit.
Yeah, if you're a
And then they go
goat,
in there.
if you're a goat like Marcelo Garcia, yeah, you just
Yeah.
take a nap.
But
I don't know. I don't know how
safety thing
effective
as well.
that
It's
just
for
like
anybody.
walking onto the mat is.
I'm gonna
You
tell
know?
you, man. It was 2017. Yeah, that's when I did Nogi Worlds at Brown, and like I was cutting weight, so I was already kind of like I went down to featherweight, and I was already kind of suffering for that. So it worked. Instead of like watching everybody else's match, I just took a seat, took a little nap, relaxed. To me, I was with a hoodie and everything covered up, so it helped me cut weight. It helped me get to that weight class, and it is true. It takes away all the anxiety and all that energy that you would be wasting thinking about, like, oh man, what if I get hurt? What if I do this? What if I do that wrong? Like that aspect, it does help. But
I think motion alleviates anxiety.
It's deep, man.
I think when you're
Tell me more.
when you're tight, like when before for me at least, and I'm not saying you have to be doing like fucking explosive shit, but I think like staying in motion alleviates like that tenseness that you get before a match, and
Also, if
and-
you guys haven't noticed, John Danaher, we found your long lost son. This
Oh,
is
sh-
Rennie
shout out to
Danaher.
our
Henny
sponsor.
hash
Danaher.
guard.
Flex for him, bro. Flex for him one time, dude.
Stand up. Stand up
Hey,
and
shout
show
out
the fit.
Inverted Gear. Dude, we
Inverted
gotta
Gear,
give
shout out to
Inverted
Listen,
Gear's our
all we're
sponsor,
trying to
man.
say is Uncle Dana, come to Miami.
Discount a Miami, man.
We got a venue for you.
Ven aquí.
Hey, you could do the fights here at Tech.
Estamos listos para ti, papá.
No, you know what it is? I just miss the mats, and I miss rolling so much that I have to wear my rash guard.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
just
that's
walks
what it
around
is.
like this.
Yeah,
I mean,
not
I
from
saw him
now
at
on.
Publix here. That's what he was doing. And the
Yeah,
mask
I
on.
have so many rash guards I haven't
And he
used.
started talking with a British accent.
Hello, love.
How you doing, sir?
No,
Oh, bloody hell.
How does that?
Oh, shit.
What is that?
Now he's got a New Zealand accent.
All right. What's all this, mate?
No, it's not.
Oi.
Shot here doing my stuff, you know what I mean?
Bro, you all need to shut the fuck up.
Guys, I'm just bringing it back. I'm bringing the rash guard back. You know.
It was never. It was never gone.
Shout out Inverted Gear, hottest gear in the market for jiu-jitsu.
Shout out Technica Gear.
That's the first.
By the way,
Martial arts
guys-
Hey,
and
wait.
apparel.
Half Sumo. Shout out to those guys. Those guys are gonna be making some gear for schools now.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
Yeah, guys.
hit us up, guys. Half Sumo. We want some Technica gear with you guys.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
excited. Yeah, they said they're coming out with some face masks, and I saw someone.
No,
come
have
with
sumo.
signs.
Have sumos. They put on their Instagram today that they're starting some kind of a program where they're
We're
collaborating
about to
with.
cut, by the way, guys.
What's that?
We're about to cut.
That's
30
fine.
seconds,
Yeah, just
Keep going.
don't fucking cut me, bro.
No, I'm gonna
No,
cut you.
Don't fucking
Guess
cut
what?
me, bro.
Restart this fucking
Have
conversation.
sumo.
'cause somebody got
Have
fucked.
sumos. Have sumos doing this thing where they are collaborating with with jujitsu schools. I believe it's just jujitsu schools, and they're I guess designing a T-shirt or some kind of apparel, and then also anyway the proceeds from the Half Sumo collective collaboration go towards the school, I believe, right? 100% of the proceeds go to the school. Did you
100%.
guys see it?
Yeah, 100% of the proceeds.
That's amazing.
Was there details? I didn't see any.
I read on their Instagram. Hold on.
Fact check. Pull that shit
I'm
up,
gonna
Josh.
get you right now.
No, I
Pull that
read
shit up, Jamie.
it was 100% of the proceeds or whatever profits they want to share with local schools. So
Yeah.
Grapplers guys was doing something like that too.
So it
A
says,
couple other,
United
places.
we stand. And then it says, dear friends
Look at the comments.
and fellow
Yeah.
samurai, in the past few weeks we received tons of messages from martial artists around the world expressing how much they miss training and how concerned they are about their academy not being able to survive the long COVID-19 enforced closure. Being part of this community, we want to lend a helping hand. We are ready to offer our design and manufacturing skills for free to any academy in need. Academy owners, let's partner up to create unique limited edition team gear to help raise essential funds to cover all academy-related expenses like rent, salary for the teachers and instructors currently out of work. No money needed up front. So our goal is to donate 100% of the profits
100.
of these sales directly to you to support the academy and all of your out-of-work employees.
Have Sumo
So,
stop sleeping on us, bro.
That's really cool, man.
That's
No,
awesome.
they answered us.
They talk to you guys?
Yeah, we shot him in DM.
One of the most fascinating things to me about this whole COVID-19 things is how like businesses have been adapting to the whole situation, and it's really cool to see a company in some type of position to help the market that is trying to serve take action and actually try to achieve something and help people out. That's really amazing.
I feel like
and they don't need to do that. It's not like they're.
if we're looking at some of the positives from this whole thing, I want to say that I feel like everybody's kind of just been really big about helping each other out in that sense, right? Not just in jiu-jitsu, but in
It's not like the government's gonna help us out.
right?
Ain't Trump gonna help us
Still
out.
I ain't
waiting.
get that $1,200 check, cuz. What's up?
Still waiting, man. It's there's only so much the government can do for you, so you really have to like pretend or just expect the government not to help, and you have to survive.
I would
on your
walk
own.
in if I could walk into like let's say like they got all Congress, they have the Congress people sitting, right, and the Republicans and the Democrats and everybody's sitting down, right, and then I just walk in.
What
with
would you say?
I just walk
Do
in
it.
with a paper. I walk in with a big paper, like a big, and it just says print more
Money. In the middle of the fucking conversation. Like,
That's
And
it.
Give it to the people.
Yeah, that's it. You got. They're like, oh, but we get print. I just keep raising.
they're just talking.
This whole situation has been like a big wake up call to businesses that don't have like no online presence. You know, like if you had like a brick and mortar store and you sold T-shirts, I don't know, only in Dade, whatever. Like nothing against those guys or anything like that. But if you only have like a brick and mortar store and you didn't have nothing online set up, and this thing went down, you were hurting. You had to like scramble to try to get some type of online business because.
Absolutely.
But if you didn't have an online presence by now in 2020, then you might have needed to revise your business practices
For
to
sure,
begin
for
with,
sure.
you
But
know?
this is like definitely a wake up call. It's like you might have a consistent flow of customers coming in and a certain amount of growth every year, but this thing's like, hey, you need to have a backup, you know. And
I was trying to think of like what companies were safe from this shit. Like, there was anybody safe? Food trucks,
Amazon.
delivery companies, but what else? Like
Apple's announcing new products.
yeah, but Apple's different. Apple's an outlier.
Anyone that can sell online, anyone that can still
AT&T
They
deliver.
are technology, you know, like
Yeah.
He's still open, bro. So like, you can still really sell Apple products, no problem.
Well, I mean, essential. It's
absolutely.
an essential. Imagine your phone breaks down. Nowadays, we're so dependent on our phones. Yeah,
Subscription companies that can run with minimal employees. Dollar Shave Club, Netflix.
I think Pornhub's doing all right too.
Pornhub's doing amazing.
Fuck yeah, dude. I heard
Did you
they're
see
doing
they
great.
gave free premium to like
I know, I didn't see that.
during the
Wasn't
quarantine?
that last month? Was it last month or this month?
Matthias got extended.
He said he couldn't pay because of his expenses.
That
and
boy
they
forgot
got
to
that
cancel.
shit.
That boy forgot to cancel that free month. He had charged.
They recognize his IP address.
He answered that
Hey,
shit
hey,
quick as
he
fuck too.
didn't
Like,
get-
yo, they gave free premiums. They
Hey,
gave
hey, he didn't even get his stimulus check. They took that
I
shit.
got a VPN.
Pornhub
son.
took his stimulus
I
check.
got a VPN.
They recognize
He's
his
like, they
IP
started a
address.
playlist, bro. We got it.
They're like, next month on us free.
Something I'm wondering, something that shouldn't have gotten affected is like from a gas station. But gas prices have been like really low.
Nah, because people aren't driving.
Who's
dude.
driving?
No,
well-
there's there's a market thing going on too between Russia and and South America and stuff. But I mean, we still need. You may not be driving as much, and it's funny because now when you can take road trips and
Starchy's a
stuff,
whore.
and gas is like under $2. there's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like you can go to, you know, you can't go drive to Orlando and shit. You know,
The price of oil was
What
dropping
is
before
Matthias
this
doing?
even happened. So
We talk about
What is
Pornhub.
Matthias
Yeah,
doing?
because
My
the United
dog.
States is like the #1 producer of oil right now in the
No.
world.
I think it was Iran messing with like Russia and
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah,
supply. You know,
yeah, they were.
control-
There's too much
lowballing the
oil right
prices
now.
to
There's
affect them.
there's too much fucking
Listen, bro,
oil.
we talk about Pornhub and you grab my dog like that, dog?
Hey.
Is Sarchi a male or a female?
Oh, male.
Starchy's a
He
male.
ain't got no balls. 'cause
Okay.
Just in case
you
you guys
checking?
needed proof.
I can't tell, honestly. He ain't got no
Shout out
balls.
to Starchy.
That boy got a little tic tac, you know what I'm saying?
It's all right,
Easy
it's not
grower,
about-
not ashore.
So, Melo, tell us, because now this whole thing, you haven't been able to train, like you said earlier, more gi?
He says more anything.
more. Oh, later? Yeah.
You're going to start competing more gi?
No. That's definitely not my thing.
I know the moment gyms open up, Melo's like gonna trash
No,
all the geese.
I'm still gonna I'm gonna train the gi. You know, like I don't totally hate it, but it's not my thing. It's not something I wanna compete in. You know, so it's like no gi's my thing.
Or put on, or
no, I
see.
put it
or
on. You
even
saw me
look
in the,
at-
you saw me in the Zoom class. I got on there. Then you
Nah,
guys started warming
low-key-
up, and I had
low-key
a
Melo-
dip.
Melo doesn't avoid the gi too
Something
much.
came
I've
up.
seen where a lot.
The warm up came up. Oh, you guys still warm up in an epidemic?
Yeah.
It's funny, man, because there's an epidemic and you're meant to stay healthy and in shape, but all the gyms are closed. They don't want
Hey,
you
honestly,
going out. They
I've
don't want
seen
you
a lot of people working out outside more, though.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
those
sure.
guys are flakers. Look, at the end of the day, man, there's nothing more fun than doing jiu-jitsu, man. Working out is boring.
It is.
Sucks.
Boring. I threw a kettlebell around. I'm like,
Terrible.
dude, I'd rather just drop somebody on their head. Like,
I'd rather get
choke 'em
obese and
out.
just die of the COVID.
Yeah. Fuck this, dude.
No,
I'm
I've
out.
actually been riding bike a lot more lately.
Fuck
And
this
like-
shit, I'm out.
Nope. But yeah, I've been
So
riding
you went
bike,
like on a 36-mile ride, right? Or something like that?
but I go like 13 miles. Like,
Oh,
you,
my
wow.
bad, my bad.
I ride for like an hour and like I'm good. But like what I'm
I'm
saying is like the streets have been filled like with people riding bike,
Yeah.
running, walking. And it's not like
You have to. You can't go to the gym.
Can't do
You
shit.
can't train jiu-jitsu.
You watch
can't,
every
you
show
know-
on Netflix.
Am I the only one that has noticed a lot of senior citizens just out and about?
Yes.
They're
No, it's not- you're
asking
not
for
the
that
only-
shit, dog. I'm about to start just.
It's
you
funny
know.
because they're the
Coughing
ones
on
that have to stay indoors and they don't want to stay
They're
indoors.
like, just end it, fam.
Yeah, because
They have
older people are.
accepted-
They're like,
set
this
in
is
their
my way
ways.
out. This is my way
Nah,
out.
nah, nah.
Ways. You're not gonna tell them to stay inside. You're gonna tell an old Cuban man to stay the fuck inside.
But honestly, I've been watching a lot of. I have a ton of instructionals that I probably watched like 20% of them, and I've been going back and just rewatching and like just writing things down. I can't obviously train with nobody, so I'm just writing little notes down and stuff like that I want to teach when I come back. What are you guys doing to supplement the lack of training? You know, like
I've been able to train with Rennie.
Yeah. Thankfully, you got a fucking training partner full time.
Well, look, me and Matthias got a mat. We've been training as well.
a man
Yeah.
or a mat.
Matt.
Mat.
They got a
Oh.
man too, but they got a mat.
I've been making
got each other.
TikToks.
You know what it is?
We are the men.
We've
They
been
say-
practicing
I saw
social
Trump.
distancing.
Trump signed some.
Oh, I saw that too.
He signed an executive
Yeah.
order. He said all this time that we're in quarantine counts towards.
Remember that shit, dog. You
Towards
guys
your
don't
belt.
need to remember
Yeah.
about
towards your
this.
belt, towards your stripes.
On your belt.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, you gotta stay active. Danaher came out with some really good solo drills that if you put that on and you make it a workout, like you're gonna get a good workout, man. Like you could still get your work in done. Obviously, it's not as fun as like rolling around, but at least you're staying active and you're still keeping moving and stuff.
Even before this, I watch a lot of footage. I watch people that I feel like fit my game. I've been going back and just studying more, and then studying some of my old competition videos and saying, man, where did I go wrong? And just taking notes down.
What is your game, Melo?
my
Talk to
game?
us.
Is
Don't tell him, Melo. Don't tell him.
Tell us about your
I
game.
want to hear.
my game's to go for the sub. That's what I do.
No, but what do you specifically do,
more.
bro?
No, I try to do a
He
little
drinks
bit.
a beer.
Right now my game is just drinking beer.
When he
But-
steps on the mat.
But when I usually like
Pulls
compete,
his-
like I'm not really like
Pulls guard.
I should be looking. I do pull guard.
No, I
Sorry.
was gonna say something else. Go ahead.
Submission. That's
yeah,
his
it's
game.
a submission. Like I should be playing for points, and I have been trying to be more mindful and working on passing more and doing a lot of. Dog's going crazy. Just trying to work on my overall game, like all of people that are trying to improve. We try to look at where our weaknesses are, and we try to improve on that. So I've been using the downtime for that. I've been trying to just reflect on what I've done in the past, and just trying to like supplement that with videos and instructionals, and just trying to study more.
That's cool.
Like I got nobody to roll with.
Rolling with
I
this
saw
girl
I
at
saw
home.
that template that's been going around Instagram about like what's your rank, how long you've been training, what's your school, and
Why haven't you
a
done
bunch
it?
a bunch of you guys tagged me in it, but I was just like nobody has to know about me.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah,
I don't
like,
do that.
I
He's
don't
trying to
do
keep
that
it
either.
secret.
Nah, it's cool. I just don't.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah, and you know what the
Why
thing-
would I
like
let you know
training
my
with
favorite submission?
And not
I'm trying
only
to choke
that,
you out.
nah, it's not even
That's
about
fine.
that.
I'm gonna let
and
you
then
know what's
I
coming.
feel like it's just an
On-
activity to do, dog.
invariably somebody's always gonna get butt hurt because you're gonna be like, oh, it's like,
Why didn't you pick me, man?
who's your favorite training partner? Like, you didn't
I thought
pick
you
me.
liked
Hey, you better pick B,
Bro, I
man.
like everybody, man. I like training with.
I'll get
everybody.
offended if you.
Yo,
don't
why
pick
didn't you
me.
tag me, dude? Why didn't you
I
tag
didn't
me?
do
dog?
it. I didn't fucking do it for
That's
that
fucked
reason.
up, dude.
Josh says that, but Josh knows he got tagged like 6 times.
She's like, I didn't do it, bro. I got tagged 25 times.
Nah, I didn't
whatever.
get- I
dog.
didn't
Listen,
get
I'll fill those things out, but I am not doing 25 push-ups because I don't do 25 push-ups when there wasn't a pandemic, and I'm not gonna start now.
I just
you
couldn't
know what
do
I'm
it,
saying?
so
Like,
I
I'm just
didn't do
keeping it real.
Yeah. All of a sudden, one day I just looked at the Instagram and I saw a lot of people doing push-ups.
Yo, they tagged you and then you low-key turned up there. You're like, if it ain't plus 30, don't talk to me no more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's it called?
guys
I
saw
didn't
me
do it.
doing
I
20
wasn't gonna
push-ups.
post
Like I
it.
do 20 push-ups in my sleep.
I wasn't gonna post it, but Roman fucking lied to me. He told me that you did 62, Josh.
No, shout out to Mo doing handstand push-ups.
No, listen to this.
Just
Roman's
twerking on
like,
the wall, too.
Roman tags me and he's like, yo, do push-ups. And I'm like, I'm not fucking doing push-ups. And then he's like, Josh did 62. I'm like, I bet I can fucking do 63. So I started doing push-ups like a madman, but he tricked me, so it didn't count.
And you didn't get.
And
the
by the way, he
60.
I didn't post it. I
And
didn't post
Did
it.
you gain followers from this?
No, I didn't post it.
Oh.
I just want to see if I could beat Josh.
I was just there.
But
in
it
the
was a
corner
lie.
Did you beat
laughing at
Josh?
him.
But
I
if
did
we
it.
were,
I did
if I
50,
knew we were
like,
competing,
2.
you best believe I would have done more than 63.
Prove it right now. Prove it right now. Let's go. Get this shit in.
Submission Underground's coming
Just
up.
became a clip, cuz.
Oh, hey, that's a good one. Submission Underground.
Submission Underground.
Oh, yeah.
West
Vinny,
Coast, right?
Vinny Magalesh.
Bangladesh, huh?
Oh, I saw this.
That bum.
Bangladesh.
Versus Craig,
Craig
Jones.
Jones. Our boy, boy.
Is that the only fight?
No, man.
Straight
Boogeyman's
up.
fighting in there too.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to the
Who's
Boogeyman.
he
The
fighting?
card.
Paige Van Zant's dude?
I don't know the guy's name. He has a
Yeah.
bunch of tattoos.
Yeah, Paige Van Zant's husband. That's what it
Austin?
is.
He's not Van
Yeah.
Zant.
No, no.
Mr. Van Zant.
Uh,
he
Yeah,
calls he
cuz-
calls him he
Yo,
calls
Paige
himself
runs
Mr.
that
Van
shit,
Zant.
dude. No way he
I didn't
does.
say that.
He calls himself Mr. Van Zant.
Hey, man, I respect that dog, but you know, like, it's not supposed to be like that, cuz.
I think his name is Austin
It's the other way
Vanderford or
around.
something.
He could be
Yeah,
doing
Van-
TikTok videos. You know what I'm
Vanderpool.
saying?
I think he is.
Oh. Now, what do you guys got going for that? You guys got Vinny or Craig? Obviously, Vinny does
Vinny-
really.
I
Vinny's
got
a big
I got
dude to
Craig.
go against Craig.
I got Craig.
Well, it's gonna be interesting to see Craig try to heel hook Vinny.
Dude,
because
Gordon.
leg logs don't work.
Guys, we're going to have to cut this video short. I'm sorry.
Okay,
All right.
that's cool. Hey, listen, go fuck yourself.
I'm never coming back. You better save this.
We love you guys.
Hey,
but,
shout out to our sponsors.
We're running out of time and I have to cut the guys
Jerry,
out.
I
so-
love you.
Intense supplements, we love you guys.
The longest podcast
Inverted gear.
we have done.
Fuck Matt Farron. Shout out.
Hey, thanks to
Trippy
Tony Mello for
Animals.
being here with us.
Melo, you're the man. We'll definitely bring you back, bro.
Longest podcast we've had. So thank you.
We fucking love you guys. We'll see you on the next one.
Fuck 4 stringers.
Us.